What's going on, everybody? How you doing? In today's video, we are doing my test for echo overview. Yes, we are here, and I have got my coffee because it is early. This is a, it's a little full. Hang on a second. This is a Ho Kitty mug. No, these are not for sale. We made these in, I want to say 2017 or I think it was 2017. May have been 2018, but I think it was 2017. That's her head in her ass. We have another one that has words on it, like Ho Cat and Living the Ho Life, because she's a Ho Cat. You know, there's nothing really about it that's not offensive or anything like that. It's just the reality of the situation when you have a cat. This is actually my first animal. I've never had an animal. I didn't grow up with animals, none of it. It will also be my last cat. I do love her, but I also hate her. Like, she's a wonderful cat. She's fantastic. She's really sweet, but there's lots of other things. She's also a cat, right? So anyways, this video is not about cats. This is about Rush Test for Echo, okay? If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos. Check it out. If you like the channel, you want to support the channel all kinds of ways, you can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation request videos. So if there's something you want me to listen to, watch, talk about, hit me direct, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and in the notes section, leave a description, leave a link, let me know what you want the video to be on, and I'll make the video. You can also email me at jpanreadsemail@gmail.com. That's in the description also. Thank you, guys. And I've listened to it more. You know, I feel like I had a hard time with this album on first listen. Then I felt like I had a hard time with parts on second listen, and on third listen, and on fourth, etc., right? Okay. For me, really, I think it's hit or miss. I think this album is hit or miss for me. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't, you know, it's like some of the other ones where it's like there are songs that I like and songs that I don't like. Let's get to some of this. Test for Echo was cool. Starts out, it's very cool. You're kind of like, okay, it's like setting the tone and the vibe of the album, right? You got some double kick action in there. You've got some Tool kind of riffs, right? Like lateralist kind of riffs, which I didn't double check to see what, I think this came out first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. But Tool was already doing things by 96. But anyways, lots of layered guitars. This is actually the only track, and I did the remastered version because I'm probably going to be doing those. From everything that I'm hearing and just the different comments, it's just like, let me just listen to these. I don't want to deal with like listening to two different versions and trying to like do all that. That's just sounds like a mess and a ton of work. This is the only track that I had like a sonic problem, right? Where I was just like, no, this isn't working. This is muddy. This is all of a sudden when that kick came in, that double kick came in, and those guitars, and it just like all of a sudden the mix got really cloudy, and I was like, nope. But it was the only, luckily, it was the only track that I felt that way in any way, shape, or form. All the rest of them I thought sounded great. I was fine with them. Totally fine with them. Aside from that part in Test for Echo, I thought the song was cool. Okay, and then we have Driven. Driven, I saw a lot of people liked. A lot of people were like, I like the first two tracks and that's it. Right? Driven was fine. I didn't like, I mean, and I'm a bass player, I didn't like the multi-bass parts. I didn't like it. I don't think it was necessary. I don't think it added to the song. I feel like it would have been better if they wanted to do that, to have just Alex do it on guitar, because that seems more normal, regular. I feel like it was weird for him to do that. That's not to say that I'm against like extra bass tracks. I mean, they've done stuff where it's like extra bass kind of things where it's, I mean, maybe that's more like synth and bass. But I'm saying that I'm not against like multi-bass tracks in songs. Earth, Wind & Fire did it in the 70s, but how they did it was kind of different. They would have like Radim playing the bass, right? Playing the bass part, and then they would throw in like these pops. Bam, 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 you know, stuff like that, where it was a little bit more like, I don't know. effect kind of stuff, and also they arranged it with horns, so that made it even cooler. This didn't feel cooler. I felt like it took away from the feel of the song, actually. I thought it made it less heavy, less driving, less effective. So, sorry. Okay, Half the World I actually liked. Wow. As much as it like the verse is kind of basic, you know, like basic changes or whatever, I don't care about that. You know, I don't need like complex stuff. If it's nice, you know, if it's like, you know, and it works, I'm fine. You know, it's totally fine. Lots of strumming sounds, like, you know, those like when Alex, he's been doing that for a long time, where it's like just strummy parts where like there's no tone to it. It's just like you just hear the strum, you know, and it's like almost more percussive. It's there, but it's not. It's kind of weird. It's like ghost guitar. It's kind of weird. Okay. And then we get to Color of Right, and we start getting these songs that I'm going to blanket statement adult contemporary. I know that's cheap, but just, you know, for time of video and all that kind of thing. And I think you know what I'm talking about. There was a string of songs on this album that to me had this ultimately they just didn't work for me. I just wasn't into them. I'm like, nah, this is just some, this isn't strong. It's just kind of there. I'm not into it. There's nothing here for me. You know, this doesn't catch me at all. I'm not feeling this. Okay. And for those songs, that was, and you're going to be mad at me. Color of Right, Carve Away the Stone, and this one, Resist. Maybe if I hear Resist live, which I'll do, I'll feel differently. People were saying they did acoustic. Maybe that brings out the song in a different kind of way for me. Because I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not. It just didn't catch me in a way where I was like, oh, this is nice. Or this is really cool. None of that happened for me at all. I was just kind of like, okay. So I'm sure a lot of people are turning it off after that, because I feel like a lot of people liked Resist, and I'm not one of those lots of people. I didn't dislike it. But it just wasn't catching me. It just had that like adult contemporary vibe to me, where I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, cool. Okay, and now here come maybe some surprises. Time and Motion I really liked. That was the first track that on first listen I was like, this is the most interesting song on this album yet, and I still hold that. It is the most interesting song on the record. It's kind of dark, it's heavy, it's kind of got like an Alice in Chains vibe to it, like with vocals and just like some of those parts. The only thing about that track that I wasn't crazy about was they kept on going back and forth between like a heavy and a light section, and I feel like they could have done something better, cooler, maybe more effective arrangement-wise. I just thought like, okay, let's just do 4 bars of this, and then 4 bars of this, and then go back 4 bars of this, and 4 or 8 bars, or whatever technically what it is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was kind of, I don't know, easy, cheap, whatever you want, whatever word you want to call it. I wasn't as crazy about that. I liked the parts individually, but I felt like they could have they could have arranged it better. Aside from that, I like this song probably the best on the album. Okay, and then we get to everybody's favorite, Dog Years. And this may surprise you. Let me get some coffee. The intro part, right, that riff or whatever, sounds super amateur to me, and it's weird, and it's disjointed from the song. I think it's garbage. I like the verse. I think the verse and the pre-chorus part is nice. And I was mentioning this on the first listen, if you just don't pay attention to the lyrics and you just hear the music for what it is, it's actually nice. Like, I like it. I like the verse, and I like the pre-chorus. I'm not crazy about the chorus. I don't like the chorus. I didn't think the chorus was good, but I liked the verse and the pre-chorus. I thought those were nice. The lyrics are bad, right? Well, just say the lyrics are bad. And this gets now to Virtuality. Virtuality had kind of grungy feel or whatever, and this song for me is just plain bad. It's just not a good song. It's just, this goes to what I was saying in those videos about the importance of, if you're writing an album or whatever, you know, when I wrote for Earth, Wind & Fire, we wrote at least 20 songs and we presented them all to them. And also we produced them all as best as possible. I mean, they were demos, but we produced them as best and as high quality as we could demo wise to present them, because we're literally selling a product, right? Do you see how this starts getting icky? But really though, I mean, it's important. I like, okay, maybe there is that little icky part, but like, you get it, right? Like, you can't just play them a dog shit cassette tape, you know, like sounding recording, and them to expect, you know, to just hear past things, right? It doesn't work that way. So I do get it. Like, you have to make it sound good so that people can connect to it, just boom, because then they get it, right? Anyways, out of all those songs, they pick 3, okay? And I'm lucky they picked 3. I mean, that's like a big deal that they picked any, you know, you know, especially when other people like Lenny Kravitz and Raphael Saadiq are also writing for the album, to present to the album, and they get denied. I was in one of those sessions actually where they were writing with Raphael Saadiq. If you guys don't know Raphael Saadiq, I mean, this is not the same audience as like Raphael Saadiq. Raphael Saadiq was in Tony, and he has his own solo career, and he's an amazing writer, an amazing bass player, an amazing producer. But when I was in that writing session, and I was just a fly on the wall, and I just hung back like this, and I was just happy to be there, and that was it. I wasn't trying to give any input. I wasn't invited for input, so that's what I did. But the whole time I was listening, I was like, nope, this ain't working. This is not cool. This doesn't work. Anyways, it was amazing to be there and check all that out. But to bring it back to this, you must, if you want the best material possible, overwrite for the album and then pick out the best 10, 11, whatever you're going to do, right? The more you write, the better the cream of the crop is going to be. So if you write 40, you're going to have a great 10. If you write 20, you know, you see where I'm going with this? It's glaringly obvious that they didn't do that for this and don't do that. And I get that from this Neil Peart interview, which are we going to be in the middle of when this drops? Let me look. I don't think so. I think it's going to be over. Yeah, it'll have ended already. But that long 6-part interview that I just did with Neil Peart from 2015, where he mentions in that interview that there are no vault recordings of Rush. Everything that they worked on was released. And this album makes that glaringly obvious. And that's a problem to me. That makes these tracks like Color of Right, Carve Away the Stone, Virtuality, Dog Days, all this stuff. Those are all weak tracks that should have gotten thrown out after you wrote 40 songs, right? That's my feel on this. That's just my opinion. That's my professional. This is what we would do, you know. I mean, if they would have had like maybe more of a heavy-handed producer, that would have been a thing, potentially. But also when you get into bands where they're at this stage, right? Like when I wrote for Earth, Wind & Fire, that was, you know, what? The album's going to be 10 years old next year, right? They've been around for 40 years. They're not going to just listen to some young kid, you know, like I was the youngest person in the room. They're not going to listen to me, even though I'm like, hey, Verdine, let's go back and do some of those cool bass overdubs that you used to do in the 70s, you know, like where you used to do those pops. Like, that would be really cool. We got horns on this. Come on. No, I'm done. We're not doing it. Oh, okay. All right, cool. I'm just trying to make the music as good as possible. But this is your thing. Go ahead, you know. So they may not have been open to, hey, this song, Dog Ears, let's not do it. You know, they probably didn't have people around. You know, Peter Collins was probably, you know, even they are like, we brought Peter Collins in as a co-producer. We're producing. We're gonna do it. This is our thing. That's fine. That's fine. People can do what they want, right? But these are the dynamics. It's what it is, and people are people. You know, this is interpersonal stuff. Anyways, I need more coffee for this conversation. So to me, Virtuality is just bad. It's just a bad song. This goes within the bad songs of Rush. This goes in the Play for My Wife troll troll video, right? That's where this goes. Net girl. No. Okay. Limbo I thought was a cool instrumental. Is it their top coolest? No, I don't think so, but I liked it. I did still like it. I don't really have anything to say about that. And the one that I forgot to mention, last one that I forgot to mention was Totem. Totem, I really liked the verse melody. It kind of had a little bit of a Joni Mitchell kind of vibe, a little bit. It, you know, there's a little bit in there, but I like the phrasing of it. It's like a 6-bar phrase, and then they left the last 2 bars of the 8-bar phrase instrumental. Does that make sense? Like vocally, it was 6 bars, but the whole phrase is 8, right? The band is playing 8, but vocally they did 6, and they left the 2 instrumental, the 2 without vocals, the back 2. I liked it. I thought it was nice. I thought it was cool. We got the sun coming in. Right? I liked it. That's what I think about the album. There's way more guitar. There's not a lot of keys going on at all. That's just fact, not so much like I thought was a problem at all. At all. Like in any way, shape, or form. Am I going to play it again? I don't know. Most likely not. Maybe. I mean, at some point, sparingly. Maybe that's the phrase, you know? Not in some big major way. This would not get a regular spin at all. Maybe if I feel like hearing something different and I throw on, you know, Time in Motion or something. That's that. Okay, so here's some announcements. I think that I'm going to take January off. This album is the last one for 2022, obviously, because we're smack at the end of December. Rob mentioned it recently, and Greg Russell actually mentioned it to me months ago. Hey, before Vapor Trails, you may want to take a break. Because it was, unfortunately, the thing that happened with Rush. It seems like that was going to happen regardless of the tragedies in Neil's family. Because they'd been thinking about breaking since Hold Your Fire. And then they just kind of just took their small breaks, right? And then push through. I mean, aside from that, what was it, like an 18-month break for Getty's Kid and all that kind of thing? But still, you know, they pushed through. And then after this, they really broke. They came out with different stages, right? I'll do different stages. That looks like a long one. 3 albums, basically. I'll do that one. I will do that one. But I think for January, I'm going to do other things. Obviously, I'm not going to just not put out videos on the channel. This is not a Rush channel, by the way, if you didn't know that. It's actually a music channel. If you go back and look, I was doing bass videos and all kinds of, you know, just like my own shit, basically. You know, putting out like videos of just me doing gigs and all kinds of stuff. I was doing that for years before I started doing reactions, which I totally stumbled on, didn't do on purpose, really. And then saw it was a thing and was like, oh, okay, and now I've just been doing it. And it's cool. I really like it. I've been listening to all kinds of really great stuff. You know, it's put me on to a lot of cool music, including Rush, right? Yeah, there's some of you that don't believe I actually like Rush because they just think I don't like anything. It's like, no, I'm listening to 90s Rush, thanks. You know, or no, I'm listening to late 80s Rush. That's where we're at right now, okay? Anyways, I really love and appreciate pretty much like 99.9% of you. It's fantastic. I've been getting tons of emails and I love them all and I respond. I see that people appreciate that I am honest. I'm not just going to wipe people's ass just for likes, subs, etc., etc. And the channel continues to grow. So I'm very appreciative of that. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'm just thankful that people like the channel, like me, see that I'm honest. And, you know, I just check out what I want to check out. I'm the one that wanted to check out Rush. I'm the one that said I would do it. So what am I going to do during January? I mean, by the time this video comes out, I'll probably know, but right now when I'm filming this video, which is before Christmas, I'm filming it on the 18th. I am not positive, but I will be making that decision probably by the time this video comes out. I probably already made it because I've got my massive calendar. I'm not going to show you guys. It's like one of those big, I think I mentioned it in a community post. If you guys you don't have that notification bell, you don't know about that. I got one of those massive desktop calendars that's just gonna be for YouTube, where I like organize stuff just monthly, so I have a bigger scope of how it looks, because it's a little bit difficult to tell to see it like just on YouTube, on like YouTube Studio and all that kind of thing. It's a little bit hard to see it in that kind of way. So I got this big calendar so I can be really organized and see where things kind of are and map out the month. So I have a few options of what I'm going to do in January. Again, I haven't decided what that's going to be. It's going to be, whatever it is, it's going to be cool. That's all I can tell you. It'll be full albums. Probably I might do a discography of a band that doesn't have a big discography, maybe like something that I could cram into a month. I'm leaning in that way, but if I don't do that, then I'll whatever. I mean, I'll figure it out, and it'll be a surprise. And then at some point, I assume in February, I'll get back to doing Rush stuff. I'm not going to wait years or whatever. It's not going to happen that way. Hopefully you guys stick around and I make interesting enough stuff that you want to check out. I think I've been thinking about different things I want to do concept wise for videos that I may be messing with or experimenting with or whatever, to continue to build the channel and all that. I think that while I am a musician and a performing musician and all that, I want to put more, and I think that you see that I want to put more focus into this, because I think I'm at a point where I would rather be doing this in a lot of ways. Okay, there's a lot to that. And some people may think that's crazy or weird or whatever, whatever. But there's many reasons, right? Many reasons for that. But it's all. I mean, no matter how you cut it, it's all work. So, and that's fine, because I'm down to do it. I work, right? That's what I do. Cool. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody that hits me with PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Super thanks. Sends things to my mailbox, likes and comments damn near every video. Thank you to everybody. You're all really awesome. You make this channel. It's been really cool. It's this thing that we're just kind of going through and figuring out as we go. Right? But it's all music. I want to keep it all music. That's what this has been about since I started the channel, because that's what I do, is music. I mean, I do other things also, but I want to keep this channel music related. So I'm not going to be like doing movie reactions or comedy reactions, even though I like comedy and I don't like movies, so that's never going to happen. Even though I'd be primed to do it, because there's so many classics I've never seen, I'm not doing it because I don't even want I'm not interested. I don't care to see Jaws or some other classic that I haven't seen. Indiana Jones. I'm just kidding. I have seen Indiana Jones. I've seen some, but there's a lot of I have not seen Jaws. There are definitely classics that I've not seen, but I just don't care. I don't like spending my time watching movies. I do like it listening to music, so that will continue. And talking about music and playing music and different things like that, different things I want to do and incorporate. So yeah, thank you to everybody. It's been a great year, a cool year. Didn't expect that this is where it would be after a year, because I basically have been doing reactions for a year. My first reaction videos are terrible. They're terrible. You're just like, this is not a reaction video. And it wasn't. Like I said, I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't think, I don't know. It was weird. And terrible. I don't know what I was doing, but eventually I saw other people making what were really reaction videos, because it's not like it's new. People have been doing it for a few years now. It's cool. I just like listening to music and finding new music and hearing new music. And I've been doing it forever, right? I've been doing it forever, since before high school, grade school, really. I've been like trying to find music that I've never heard that just gives you that like, oh, this is really awesome on that first listen. Really though, like that's what it's about. You know, and obviously there's music that you need to sit with and needs to steep and has value in that, like you really get and pull from it. Not any kind of music, any music that you listen to more than, you know, that you sit with and you listen to a lot and you live with, you're gonna get more out of. That's just normal, right? You're gonna hear more things, other things are gonna pop out at you, no different than people in their movies, and the more they watch it, the more they notice certain things and they notice other, you know, same exact thing. It's just I'm not into it with movies, I'm into it with music. Yeah, I'd be doing it anyways. So I think it's amazing and excellent that I get to do it, and I get to do it on film, and I get to create a community of people who are into music also. I am like this, there's extreme value in this for me. So that's among the reasons why I want to focus on this, because I think it's amazing. It's really cool. It's not just local, it's on the internet, which is international. Amazing. Amazing. It's really cool. It's really cool. And I appreciate all of you guys that are in on this. So thank you guys. Have a happy new year. Take it easy. I will see you in the next video.